Doom.
Where were you, Doom?
I'm just trying to get in an opening.
But happy Thanksgiving to your families and you. Thank you very much for the outpouring of messages. Because I announced this morning that I lost my Patreon early this morning. I went to check every morning. I wake up. I always check the DMs on Patreon first, and I go to the chat. We had an amazing chat in there with a lot of people in there, and it wouldn't let me log on. It says there was an error. Then I went to my phone. It says there was an error. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I went to my email, and I got this email. We're going to go through all of it. First and foremost, if you were on Patreon, and I don't get it, I appealed it this morning. If I don't get the Patreon back, which is going to suck big time because it's a good chunk of my income. That's why I'm always promoting it and building the Patreon, is because it's a big chunk of my income. And it's a place where I provided content. I was a creator. But if I don't get it back, your money will be refunded. I read all the terms and service. I read everything. Community guidelines. That's all I did all the morning. I'm so tired. Because you wake up, your heart just stops. You're like, oh my God, it's gone. And you see all that money just gone. So yeah, it definitely fucked up my morning, my Thanksgiving morning. I'm trying to stay optimistic. Positive thoughts like Brody Stevens, right? Even though he positive push, but
You got it.
And then we saw what happened to Brody. I guess it wasn't. All right, here's the email I got. It's not doxing. It's my email address. I don't give a fuck. Here, see if I could pull this up, make it bigger so you guys can read along with me. Here, let me get down here. So I got this email from Rowan on the trust and safety team here at Patreon. Your Patreon features material that falls outside the bounds of our community guidelines has been removed. Then it goes into this vague behavior, language, or creative works that harass or bully individuals are prohibited on Patreon. Additionally, doxing or sharing an individual's personally identifiable information online without consent is prohibited by Patreon. And then it goes into my violations. The violations that led to this decision were found in your creator's page posts, including, but not limited to, November 12th, episode 69, Kumia's Cucks, John's daughter has a dick. And yesterday's episode 180, Kumia's Cuck, former Major League Baseball player Mark Lewis is a sociopath psycho. I also like to clarify that because you are funding your work through Patreon, our guidelines extend to work that might be elsewhere online. Although you might not share the same work on Patreon site directly, our guidelines apply equally to off-platform activity, such as multiple instances found on your YouTube channel. So it's not necessarily on that plate. They're looking at as we do not process payments for these types of activities, any outstanding funds will be refunded to your members. Patreon's trust and safety team does not make these decisions lightly and only removes pages after a thorough review process. If you wish to appeal, you have 6 months to do so. Here's how you appeal. And I went through the whole form. Then at the very end, all the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Some guy from Western Europe. So that was the email I received. I've talked to a couple of people on the phone that have gone through something similar. It's not looking good. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm hoping. God damn, am I hoping? Because I like the Patreon. I like putting content there. I put in a lot of content up there. Every day I put something else new up there, audio, video. I pay attention to the Patreon, unlike Ray. And it just so happens to be 2 videos. One mentioning Stuttering John, and the other, Mark Lewis. And if you guys all know this Mark Lewis, he has a reputation of going online and harassing. He threatened to dox Tracy, was it Tracy Jane's nudes? I have the screenshot. He's openly told me on the phone that he spent all day long trying to find Kenyatta, the guy who broke Stevie Lou's arm. He tracked him down in New York City. I mean, that's how hyper psycho he is. My opinion. Sue me. So we all know that he's on the phone with John all the time. They're talking and bitching and complaining. And we all know John strikes channels. He struck mine 3 times. And he's denying this. But John's also a liar. He's a compulsive liar. He's a vile human being. He's a terrible human being inside and out. And they're fucking with my income. They're fucking with me being a creator. They're fucking with me putting out content because they're thin skin. And let me remind everyone, if Patreon's watching, these are public figures. These guys, one's a former Major League Baseball player who gets a pension, 10 years in the show. Stuttering John, we all know, is a celebrity because he'll tell you and he'll go over his credits over and over and over and read his IMDb. Howard Stern's celebrity, get me out of here. I was in Wings, the TV show on NBC. I was in the movie Airheads. Jay Leno show, 8 years, Writers Guild, SAG. He's a celebrity, everybody. He wants you to know it. But they're also thin-skinned pussies. The only thing I'm guilty for is language. And this is an 18 and over podcast. So if you're going to take away my podcast for language, my Patreon for language, then really? But there was no doxing. There's no personal information up there. The one title of John's show is John's daughter has a penis, or John's son had, or whatever it was. Where's the doxing? What's going? I didn't say her name. I didn't say where she lived. There was no phone number. I didn't say her, nothing. So, John, you expect me to believe you that you had nothing to do with this? Do you think anyone believes you? We have video evidence of you striking my channel. I have screenshots of you striking my channel in the past. You're a liar. No one believes you. You're an alcoholic liar. And you and Mark probably got behind this and both. Here, I'm going to, this was pulled up on Dabblers Anonymous and it was sent to me. Here's evidence of John striking my channel. Streamlabs, PayPal, Kiki Bucks. Happy Thanksgiving. Here we go. I wasn't going to do a show today. I really wasn't, but I feel like it's necessary because this is getting out of control. Hold on.
Let's see.
Ozone.
Chad, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's only a matter of time, dickhead. Only just a matter of time.
Pum, 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 pum. Professional. Pum, 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 pum. Pum, 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 pum.
Oh, okay. He's coming after my kids again. So let me report this. Let me report the title. Doing that now. Hold on.
I have to remind everyone his son's 30 years old.
What the fuck just happened? Then I can't. Hold on. Let's report this. Let's see.
Exhibit A, Your Honor. Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Child abuse.
Child abuse.
Next.
Oh, we have 311 people watching. Chill. I hated 311, the band. Sorry. I was a Beastie Boys fan. Great show, John.
Reported. Now let me report again. Report.
Then he had others report.
Harassment.
Harassment. One of the Patreon policies.
Okay. This applies to the links within the video description.
So, John, you going to deny? You drunk? You wet brain dwarf? Oh, no. Take me to court because I have an opinion on what you are. Celebrity, public figure with a Wikipedia. Same with you, Mark Lewis. Same with you.
You reported that one.
Then he had others report.
Let's report it again. Report another one. Hateful, abusive contact. Choose one. Abusing vulnerable individuals.
And again, I want to remind everyone, I never mentioned the name of the daughter, son. I never mentioned anything. I just said his daughter has a penis.
That.
Child abuse, harassment. And you know he did this to the Patreon too. You know him and Mark got on the phone and they did this because they're egomaniacs, sensitive bitches.
Reported that.
In my opinion.
Closed. Let's get another one.
I call him a social.
One more report. Let's see.
I called him a psycho.
Repulsive content.
What?
Let's see.
Go report John for repulsive content every day. Every day. We have to look at you, you ugly fuck. Snot coming out of your nose. Hairs coming out of your nose.
Physical attack.
Physical attack.
Link to the description. Reported.
Exhibit A, Your Honor. Case closed. I didn't report him. This is unbelievable.
Reported. Okay. Now we have the reports. So, I mean, this is the kind of thing. The guy is such a fucking coward. He goes after children.
Howard.
Why don't you come after me, Chadley?
I do. I did. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. It was never going after kids, you liar. I hope you get in so much trouble for reporting and striking falsely.
Good. A lot of people are reporting it. I love it.
See?
I love it. Let's take this fucking dickhead down. And do you see that, Rob?
No, well, I missed.
Chad is again going after my kid. And, you know, but in the title now, in the description of the show.
Oh, wow.
Saying anti-trans shit. I just reported.
It was never anti-trans shit. It was just, I said, your daughter has a dick. Period. End of discussion.
Hit the like button and be like, yeah.
Okay, fuck you, Doom.
Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye.
Shut up, Doom.
Doom, cool it. For the love of God. Come on.
Doom, you're gone again. That's it. I'm so sick of you anyway.